Have you ever had your own teddy bears? And has there ever been a moment when you thought they smiled at you? Sarah was a 5-year-old girl living with her parents in a small house in the suburbs. Like many other children, she loved teddy bears. Her parents bought her many, but the one she loved the most was an old grey teddy bear she called Teddy. Sarah had found Teddy at a thrift store a few months ago. From the very first moment she saw it, she felt a strange connection, an indescribable feeling, as if the bear had belonged to her for a long time. She insisted on having it, and her parents, always willing to spoil their little girl, bought it for her. Teddy was different from other stuffed animals. Its black eyes were deep, almost as if they held a hidden secret. But Sarah didn't care. Teddy had quickly become her closest friend. Ever since Teddy arrived, strange things started happening in the house. Sarah's toys would be in disarray every morning, even though she always put them away neatly before bed. Sometimes her parents would hear giggling coming from her room in the middle of the night, but when they checked, Sarah was fast asleep, with Teddy sitting upright on her bed. One morning, Sarah's mother gasped in shock when she saw long scratch marks on Sarah's arm. When asked about it, the little girl simply shook her head and whispered, "Teddy said I was bad, so I got punished." Her mother shuddered. Sarah was just an innocent child, but something about this was deeply unsettling. Sarah's parents began to feel uneasy. One night, as they were about to sleep, a cold draft swept through the house. Her father got up to close a window that had suddenly burst open. That's when he noticed Sarah's bedroom door slowly creaking open by itself. Puzzled, he stepped closer and peeked inside. Teddy was sitting on Sarah's bed, its hollow black eyes staring directly at him. He hesitated, but then shook his head, dismissing the thought. He walked in, picked up Teddy, placed it in a basket with Sarah's other stuffed animals, and quietly shut the door. The next morning, when Sarah's father went to wake her up, he froze. Teddy was back on the bed, sitting right beside Sarah. Did she wake up in the middle of the night? He wondered. Determined to test it, they moved the bear to a different corner of the room before going to sleep. But the next morning, it was back on the bed, as if it had never been moved. One day at breakfast, Sarah told her parents about a new friend she met in her dreams every night. A girl about Sarah's age, wearing an old white dress, her face hidden beneath long, tangled hair. The girl never spoke. She just stood silently in the corner of the room. Yet every morning, when Sarah woke up, the only thing beside her was Teddy, its black eyes never leaving her for even a second. One night, Sarah woke up to find Teddy sitting directly on her chest, its eyes glowing faintly in the dark. She tried to scream, but no sound came out. She felt an invisible weight pressing down on her as Teddy whispered, "Sarah, we will always be together, won't we?" The next morning, she woke up with a deep bruise on her neck. She had no memory of how it got there. Her mother, now deeply worried, watched her closely. Sarah changed after that. She was no longer the cheerful little girl they knew. She became quiet, distant, often whispering to herself in the corners of the house. One night, Sarah's mother woke up to the sound of giggling coming from her daughter's room. Under the dim nightlight, she saw Sarah sitting cross-legged on the floor, staring at Teddy. Her mother called softly, "Sarah, what are you doing?" No response. Sarah's body suddenly stiffened and she slowly turned her head. But instead of looking at her mother, her gaze was locked onto the empty corner of the room, like someone was standing there. Sarah's parents were convinced the teddy bear was the cause of everything. They decided to get rid of it. They drove to a distant landfill, tossing Teddy into a battered dumpster. But when they returned home, their blood ran cold. Teddy was sitting right in the middle of the living room floor, its black eyes staring up at them, as if it had never left. Desperate, they sought the help of a paranormal expert. Upon hearing the story, the man's expression grew grim. He told them that Teddy had once belonged to a girl named Emily, who had been brutally murdered in her bedroom. The room had been set on fire, yet strangely, the teddy bear remained untouched by the flames. Emily's spirit is looking for a new body to take over, and now she has chosen Sarah. If you don't stop this, your daughter will never be herself again. Determined, they decided to burn Teddy. As the flames engulfed it, sparks flew violently, as if something inside was thrashing to escape. In that moment, a child's laughter echoed through the air, mocking, taunting, before fading into silence. Before the teddy bear turned to ashes, Sarah whispered, "Teddy, goodbye." A week later, Sarah's mother opened the closet and froze. Among Sarah's other stuffed animals, a small grey teddy bear sat perfectly upright. Its black eyes still watched her, and on its stitched mouth was a twisted smile. Behind her, the door slowly creaked shut. The lock clicked. Sarah stood in front of it, her vacant eyes staring at her mother, and then she started laughing.